Okay, Whirler of the Dance by Rivera.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Just the first one.
First movement only, okay. Now is it memorized?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll, if I'm writing while you're playing, don't freak out. It's just for me, so I remember what to say. Just put this over here. I tell you, it's just coming up and starting with this. I commend you for that. That's tough. It's really tough in these classes. How many here have played in a master class? So you kind of sit around somewhere, and then suddenly here you are. It's tough. It's tough but kudos for doing that. So you know what? It's a short piece. I'm going to have you just shake it out and just play it again.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Make sure that the tempo I think you took was really good. Make sure that you're more in the moment and you're really contacting the string. I want you to be aware of da 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 da, especially these things, going back and forth between dun da 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 da, and then these arpeggios da 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 da. Make sure that you're not just sort of dive bombing on those, because when we're nervous, sometimes it's just and that's why it's important to play from the string, so you have something to latch onto. Okay. Just be aware of that. Okay. And when above all else, go for dynamics and go for shape and direction in the music. Okay.
Oh, wow. Better. Much better. Take it down.
So there were spots where you took a little time, to get yourself into it, and that was great. This is one of those spots, that was really clear, and really had direction. And I want to go right to this spot here, because this is the second time too. You seem to have a little more trouble with this spot than others, and it wasn't loud. It should be really loud. Big fanfare there, okay? And so this whole thing, and then coming down into this section here was a little bit tricky. So let's try that. Can you start right there? Actually, let's do the build up if we can. So how about dun 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 dun? How about maybe right here, or anywhere really? Just getting into that. Okay. So first of all, da da. There has to be a connection here, ba, da, da, to make the crescendo work. You're actually still coming back in volume there. So that was a decent build-up, but you're still coming back. Let's go back again, because I want to hear, you need to control this more consciously about how you're gripping the string and getting louder here.
Okay.
So
75?
Anywhere you like. Okay, again, that was good. Okay, good. Now we're going to begin back here. Da da da. This I call this monster music. Da 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 bum bum. Now watch this. Mezzo piano, then a little bit, then mezzo forte. He terraces it for you. Then a little bit, then forte. So 2 bars of mezzo piano, then a little crescendo, some mezzo forte, a crescendo to forte.
Okay.
All right, and then it stays up there, kind of. It comes down a little bit, right there. But so let's go. Da 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 ba ba. Can you give me more there? Da 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 da. Uh huh. Good. Okay, that was much better that time. We're going to do it one more time here just to make sure you got it. That was connected. That's good. This was louder. Excellent. And this had good dynamics there. Let's see. What was I going to say? This has to be a lot more aggressive, that chord there. And also the end, too. The end has to be pretty darn spooky. So we're actually going to do rest strokes there, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back and do this again. Make sure we got it. If you can, yeah, that's better. Yeah. That was great. So this, I just circled it so you can work on that, okay? Here, and then just pointing out the dynamics, okay? Now, I want to go back to, this gets a little also unclear. Da 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 bum. Da 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 da. So start anywhere so you get into this, anywhere you like. Actually, start here. I need this more clear. So this was da 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 da. That's not coming out. somehow.
Okay.
Again. Good, okay, much better. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Make sure I'm hearing this. Ring over. He wants this to start terracing down a little bit. So whenever he has this, da, he has a half note that rings, da, and then this stuff underneath it, da da da, bum bum. He starts kind of breaking, splintering off into levels. So we need to hear. Yeah, da, 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 da. So this is in the, more or less in the background, a little bit, so that we can hear this ring. The same here. Whenever he has anything like that. Didn't have it a lot. Here he does it. There I didn't hear that problem here. And then this was all fine. All that stuff was fine. Let's do, let's see. Let's go back here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That was much better that time, by the way. Now here, let's just, so here what I'd like to do is, we're gonna go, now you're doing Rosciato here?
Single stroke, yeah.
Oh, so let me see how you do it.
From where? What part?
Right there. Da-da-da-da.
Back index.
Okay, so I need you to keep it up there, keep the energy up. So, but a little bit more. It's a little bit too polite, and it should be double forte. And keep the energy up. And then here, I would like to try this. Or we can also do this. It's a little trick, okay? When we do rest stroke with the thumb, whenever we have a passage, let's say we do this. So I'm doing both free stroke. If I want to make that louder, it's hard to do both rest stroke, although I could do that. But I can either bring out the top by doing that rest stroke, but it almost sounds louder rest stroking the bass, because I'm exciting these lower partials. So you also might try that with. Ooh, that's gonna sound good. So just one at a time. Forget the 60s. We're gonna go. Okay. No,
The opposite of what you said.
no, that's fine. That you can do. That's no problem for you. But now we'll watch this. Watch, reverse it, and now we're gonna go under now with the thumb. Take your time. No 16ths. We're gonna go. Okay, one at a time. Really let that just fall in. Yes. There we go. If you can get that down, that's going to sound great. Okay? The same with any of these too. If I do it flush, it's one other thing too. So be ready to just kind of do whatever it takes. This also, that, without really trying that hard, just doing this would just really pick that up another notch. As opposed to just regular old free stroke. So, I I think he really, instead of this, I think he wants more of a roll, or, but more of a brah
Okay.
than a strike. Okay, can we try that?
From the
Decca,
6/0.
decca, decca. Ooh, yeah, something like that. Yep, and again. For a better oscillato, stay away from here. Maybe go where the string's more floppy. Yeah. And that has more volume too here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, da 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 da. How you doing that? By the way, the last chord.
Same way I was doing the other ones.
The last chord's got to be more than just. That's got to be just really rip it. Okay, let me hear that. Yeah, that's good. One more time. Yeah, rock and roll. All right. Now, I mean, this was all. Once you got settled, you kind of went, right? And you got it. And the thing I noticed between the first and second performance is, you really here you set your. I mean, I felt the tempo was set well the first time as well, but here the second time. There we go. So you really, I felt like you were really playing from the string, and you were really aware of the touch. Whereas before, when you come out, you're really nervous. It's hard to get touch the strings. I once came out and I thought I'm going to start with Invocation and Dance by Rodrigo. Bad choice. Because, and it was just like, oh God. I could either get this finger or this finger down, but not both at the same time. And I learned right away it's better to start with large muscle movements when you can, which is true. You start with larger muscle movements to get out, get out the bugs, and then it kind of coasts better from there. Okay, that was all fine. So it still sounds a little bit breathless, and we're doing good on time. It still sounds a little bit breathless. There has to be times of maybe repose, like these generally, when I was pointing these out with the half notes, those are generally times when things ring and are a little bit less fanfare-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this beginning. And a lot of the pieces like that, but then we have things like this. Oh, that's the wrong. The right page? No, it's the wrong page. Yeah, that's the right page. Yeah. So, anyway, then. That's a little different than this. So I'd like to differentiate the sort of smoother places here also. So what I'm saying is whenever he has that layered thing, he goes from this to that to suddenly a little bit more arced, a little bit more legato, right? Right, and then he goes back. And then you'll come across it again, very smooth. So I'd like those contrasts to come out.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely.
So let's try that.
Okay.
So just be aware whenever I might stop you we'll see how it goes, but I want to hear the differences, the more lyrical, not lyrical, cantabile maybe singing in these spots, let him ring, and then, he keeps going back and forth.
Okay.
Let's try it. so far it's pretty good. I still need more difference here. Dun, 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 then here. Right? Okay, let's back up. Let's see. Let's do it again. Now, we're working on the first 2 pages now, so we can start again. And I'm sorry, more on this. Dun, 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 da 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 dun, 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 da da da.
Okay.
Okay, here it gets a little bit breathless here, so don't. Are you holding your breath there?
Sure I am.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm wondering because it just sounds suddenly like you're that feeling of, oh, here comes a car. Got a car coming, and suddenly you got to run the rest of the way. So, you know what I'm not hearing? What I am hearing is that, and it's I need to hear more of a relaxed build-up. More of a relaxed build-up. You know, I can't play it, but just more of a. In fact, you know what? More of this. It's more of a da 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 da, and maybe a little bit of this. Okay, Carlos would kill me if he saw me writing this in, but I'm going to write that in. A little bit da 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 ya da 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 da. A little more of a down bow. Da 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 ya da 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 da.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
Start from here if you can. Or, yeah, that. Can you start there? Again? Okay. And one thing I'd like you to do is move away from playing so close to the bridge all the time. I'll tell you why. You know, we think we're playing more central, but a lot of times we go toward the bridge because the strings are more solid there, and we get a false sense of security. Get used to playing more here, and where the strings roll around and give more. Become accustomed to appreciating that feeling, because that's how we control things. Is how much we move the string, right? So get used to that. Also, you know, if we put our thumb central, that means our last finger over here, which is usually playing the thinnest string, is closest to the bridge. So this might be fine. By the time we get there, it's oops. So maybe a little bit more. Think of where you want the A finger. Where do you want the top note? And then place everything. So overall, see here I'm looking for more. More mellow.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, one more time here. Good. Oh, that was great. Come back though. Da 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 da. You need that back too. That's here. And you know what? I'll do that after the beat. So da 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 da, and then come back. So it should be right there actually. Control it. Dun, 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 dun. faster, you're getting faster, okay? From here, please, da-da-da-da-da, you started rolling there, and if anything, broaden it. Da-da-da-da, yum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So, da-da-da-da-da. Control it. Ah, okay. Control that.
Yeah, I heard
Control
that.
that.
As soon as I played, yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm rolling on the pedal.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Okay. It's getting better and better and better. I think you just have to. Did you ever practice this slow?
Yeah, I do.
So what would slow be? You give me a pretend we're all not here.
Okay.
Okay. And so you're just at home and what would slow be if you're just sitting down to practice?
So it would be.
Okay. That's pretty good. No faster than that. Maybe so your tempo is about like that, right? So actually slow should be half that. Dun da 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 da. And why do you practice slow?
So you can gauge your thought process. Control your hands, listen better.
What should your thought process be
Uh,
if you're going to control it?
observing what you're doing and trying to manifest what's in your mind.
Okay, but
Ideas.
yes. What if you're observing something that maybe could be better? I mean, so let's say you're observing something that's not right.
So you can zone in and
You zone in.
fix it.
Okay. That's the idea, to get more and more and more and more specific. When you practice, first of all, we practice slow, so the spaces get bigger. That gives us time to think, as you say, but it gives us time to think correctly. So when I perform, I'm observing what's going on. When I practice, I'm controlling everything. And then when I perform, I let it go. And then it's all about you're just doing this with the paintbrush at that point, you know. But you've controlled all your technique before that. And then whatever happens, you're not trying to color in the lines when you perform. You just, you let the technique take over, and it's all about communicating the mood, the idea of the music then. And all the technique and all the control is practiced before that. So, you practice slow so that you can have more space. And when you can control the spaces, then the notes are really easy. And my students, if they're any here, they tired of me saying that, but it's true. We don't bow a note, or we don't blow a note, or sing a note. We just go, and we think that's the end, but we have to think of the whole note. And so for us, increasing the amount of space between the notes gives us time to be aware of what are we doing. Like for instance, tension, extra tension. Are we holding tension? Are we thinking ahead quickly? So playing actually becomes much easier. Remembering becomes harder, because when you play slow, you can't rely on momentum. So all these things when you practice slow, but half tempo or slower, and no vibrato. We're talking just mechanical work of getting those arpeggios and stuff under control, and you can practice in anything you want: dynamics, articulations, rest stroke, free stroke, finger. You practice all that in as you're going slow, so it's there, and then you don't think about it.
Okay.
So a little bit more of that. Otherwise, you have the piece down. Just a little bit more of that.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.